Jenkins. I have a few questions regarding your patient that you're transferring over to me. Yeah. What does this individual suffer from exactly? Anxiety, depression, and high stress level. Okay, I see. Oh. Delusions. Hallucinations. And fear. Okay. I see. How long did you have this individual as a patient? 6 years. That's a long time. Yeah. Well, I will definitely try my best. And I'm so sorry to hear that you're retiring. I know you have been a huge influence in my career. You're a fantastic doctor. Oh, absolutely. You are very welcome. Well, yeah. Before I let you go, are they on any medications at all? Okay, anxiety. Okay. Alright. And anything for the oh, okay. Alright, very well. Oh no, thank you. Alright, you have yourself an excellent retirement. Yeah, they should be arriving in about 5 minutes or less, actually. Yeah. Oh, I know. I completely understand. Like I was saying, I'll do my very best. I'll, be patient and understanding. And, yeah, everything you taught me. Okay. All right. Keep in touch. All right. Bye-bye. make yourself comfortable. Well, I know you were seeing Dr. Jenkins. Unfortunately, his retirement has come. We're definitely losing a very, very amazing doctor. I will admit that. And I know after 6 years, you, I'm sure, grew quite fond of him. Yeah. Well, that's completely understandable. Well, my name is Dr. Lloyd, and Dr. Jenkins was actually my mentor when I first began here. I learned a lot from him, and I apply it every day. So, that should be a little bit of a relief for you. Yeah, I know how it is going to a new doctor, and they're completely clueless, and well, you're completely safe here. Anything and everything that you tell me is 100% confidential. Not a single ear outside of this room will know about it. I promise. So, I understand that you're dealing with some issues. Yeah, anxiety, depression, and high stress levels, yes. Well, I know all about that. It's kind of what got me into this field in the first place. I was dealing with an amazing amount of stress. I went through a huge depression for a while. And then as I, focused on this stress and depression and let it control me, I started forming anxiety. But Dr. Jenkins, surprise, before he was my mentor, he was my doctor. And, he helped me deal with it all. And that's what I'd like to do for you. I want to help you through all this, okay? I am 100% completely here for you. My mind and my focus is directly on you. I do have 2 questionnaires that we're going to do today, okay? I'm going to, it'll actually help me get to know you better, as well as get to know your symptoms and your troubles that you're going through that are causing the stress, anxiety, and depression. Okay, so let's begin with a life skills profile. Have you ever done one of these? With Dr. Jenkins. Okay. It just it goes through your daily routine and how you cope with things and how well how you deal with each situation that arises. Okay. And please feel free to go into detail as much as possible. Okay. It has the answers, here, but I want you to kind of put in your own words as well. Alright, so let me just get my notes in order here. Okay, so this is going to be the life skills. And there are 20 questions. Okay, so are you ready to begin? Okay. All right, now there are 4 answers to each one of these questions. It's 4, 3, 2, 1. Those are the points. But I'll read them right after I read the question. Do you generally have any difficulty with initiating and responding to conversation? No difficulty with conversation? Slight difficulty? Moderate? Or extreme? So you have moderate difficulty with conversation. Now, what exactly is it that brings on this difficulty? Is it people's persona? Is it the way they present themselves, their attitude, or their tone of voice, or just an uncomfortable atmosphere, crowded room or something like that? That's completely understandable. Fear of judgment, like you said, can definitely do it. People can be cruel, unfortunately cruel at that. People don't realize that their actions affect other people. It's quite unfortunate, isn't it? That people have to act so cruel, immature, evil. It's as if they almost think they're the only ones with emotions. Only they can be hurt. They feel that everybody else around them doesn't really exist or something. Who knows? Okay, question 2. withdraw from social contact? You know, do you try to avoid it on purpose? Or does your fear just take over and prevent you from doing it? Does not withdraw at all. Withdraw slightly, moderately, or totally. Okay, so you moderately withdraw. So that's a pretty serious issue. Now, what exactly is going on when you withdraw from social contact? Like, let's say you're going to the grocery store. Do you start getting anxious and nervous? Do your palms sweat? Do you start feeling shaky? And racing thoughts. I see. Okay. And that's to be expected with anxiety. From experience, anxiety seems to just take over whenever it feels like. I've tried a little experiment with myself. When these thoughts and these feelings arise, I try to fight it. It's very difficult, and it has not worked for me. I've tried multiple times, saying, all right, come on, we gotta do this, I gotta get out there and do this, or otherwise it won't get done. That doesn't work for me. Have you tried that yourself? And did it help any? A little bit? Let's see, that's a good sign already. Courage, and bravery, they can be very powerful if you can just grasp a hold of them, which you apparently are starting to do. Okay, question number 3. Do you generally show warmth to others? Or has their attitudes rubbed off on you, and you treat others the same way they treat you? Do you no, I completely understand. Sometimes it can be a defense mechanism. You don't want to feel like a used and abused tool. Nobody does. So therefore, instead of being kind, it feels like it's easier to stoop down to their level. Yeah, but you need to keep in mind that if you stoop to their level, what does that add to the world, to society, to civilization? Precisely. It adds more of them. The key is destroy them with kindness. negativity only brings on more negativity. You need to shove positivity down their throat until they vomit all that negativity out of their soul. Because otherwise, they're throwing negativity at you, you're throwing negativity at them. Nothing gets resolved. It's just an endless cycle of nonsense. So, keep that in mind next time you come across a negative situation. Just throw a little warmth on it. Okay, so I'm going to say that you totally, or no warmth at all. Okay. Question 4. Is it generally difficult for you to understand these individuals because of the way they speak, or like, jumbled, gargled, disordered words? The reason that I ask this is perhaps that you might be misunderstanding them in any way. No. Okay. Alright, so number 4 then. Not at all. Okay. Question 5. Do you generally talk about, odd or strange things? No odd ideas, slight, moderate, or extreme. Do you just get these thoughts that you normally don't get, or ideas, or do you just talk about weird, strange things that even you don't completely understand? Sometimes, especially when you have hallucinations. Okay, so I'm going to label that as a number 2. Speaking of which, let's take a break from the questionnaire for a second and talk about these hallucinations. What exactly transpires during these hallucinations? Is it maybe drugs or alcohol that are helping with these hallucinations? Could it be your medication? I see here that you were on Depakote. Are you still on this medication? Okay. Still on medication. No drugs or alcohol. Okay, so run me through this, okay? Run me through the exact scenario that happens when you start having these hallucinations. Okay. Alright, so you're sitting just like you're sitting now. Okay, It's usually after an altercation or confrontation. Okay. Usually after conflict. Okay, so somebody just screamed at you or bullied you or harassed you or told you to do something in a aggressive manner. So what happens after that? Take me through the complete breakdown. Do you start getting sweaty or dizzy? Do you black out? Do you start seeing spots or start zoning out into another dimension? You kind of, okay. Zones out. Okay, and then what happens then? Once you start zoning out, do things start getting real psychedelic? Does, do clocks start melting? Do pictures on the wall come alive? Okay. Alright. What happens next? Does your heart start pounding real fast? Does it put you into a complete mental breakdown? And do you start crying or start shaking in fear? Sometimes both. Okay. Okay. Now, how do you come out of these hallucinations? Does it get all stretched out and takes forever? Or can you just snap out of it within the snap of a finger? Or do you have to fight and struggle and claw your way out of this funk? Depends on the situation. Alright, so sometimes you have intense hallucinations, while other times you may have more mild, calmer hallucinations. Let's see. Okay. We have a few more questions, but I'd really like to do a test right now. Okay. I have a set of cards. Oh, no. We won't be doing the Warsaw test. tell me what you see. Okay? Alright. Let me grab them and then we can begin. But you just stay here, relax, take a little break, okay? No, well, you are very welcome. The least thing I want to do is be pushy. That's not how we run things here. Okay, so you just relax and I'll be right back. So, here I have them. Have you ever done these before? No? Okay. Well, they're usually used for, extrasensory perception. Where you have to guess the shape. Which we can do a couple like that if you'd like. Just for fun. Great. It'll help take your mind off things. Yeah. Alright, that sounds good. We'll play a little game first. Okay, that should do it. Now, the shapes. On these cards, there are 5 shapes. A plus sign, a circle, a square, a star, and 3 wavy lines. Okay, can you remember those? Wonderful. Are you ready to begin? Excellent. Okay. First card. What shape is on this card? Okay. Now, what do you see? Whatever comes to your mind. Okay. Next card. What shape? And what do you see in this shape? Okay. Next card. What do you see? What shape is on this card? Now, what do you see? Okay. Next card. What comes to mind when you see this shape? Next card. What comes to mind? It can be completely different. I want you to blur out the first thing that comes to mind when you see that shape. Okay? Alright. Next card. Okay. And what comes to mind? Okay. Next card. And again, what comes to mind? Okay. And one more. Alright. Very good. Well, it's not a pass or fail type test. It just, gives me an idea of how your thoughts are working. You know what I mean? You know, how your mind is processing things. And, kind of, lets me dive deeper into your psyche. You said about you're having hallucinations. Well, this helps me dive into that world without sitting down and having hallucinations with you. Well, let's get back to the questionnaire. Okay, so question number 6. How is your grooming? Are you usually neatly dressed type individual? Hair combed, deodorant, fresh, clean laundry. Okay. Alright, so we'll say moderately. No judging here. We don't stoop to that level. It's a very pathetic level. Judging individuals. Only pathetic people do that. Exactly. We all are suffering. Even if it's just a little bit or a lot, we all suffer at some point. We all go through hardships. We all have our medical problems, of course. And we all have our backyards that need a cleaning. So, in order to sit there and be judgmental towards someone else is petty. It's weak. Jealousy. Jealousy is a stinky cologne. Yes, I agree. And jealousy fuels a lot of negative situations. It's insane how powerful jealousy can be. Jealousy, greed, envy, they are all problematic situations that cause a lot of problems. Okay. Your appearance, again. Is your appearance generally appropriate to your surroundings? You know, if you go on a big date, how are you going to dress? Okay. Now let's say you go to work. How are you going to dress then? Okay. Now what about the grocery store? Okay. All right. Okay, next question. Do you wear clean clothes generally? Or ensure that they are cleaned after they become dirty? Or do you sometimes just, chance it? Say, I only wore this once or twice. I think I could probably squeeze in another day. Okay. That's very good. Okay, so maintain its clothes. Your physical health. Do you generally neglect it, or do you go to the doctor when needed? Like, let's say you start getting chest pains or stomach pain. Do you say, it's not so bad, I don't think I need to go to the doctor or anything? Or do you say, look, something's going on, I need to go get checked? Okay. So, slight neglect, and this is probably due to the anxiety, as well as the depression. Exactly. Well, like I said, try working on fighting the urges to stay away. Don't get me wrong, I completely understand this. It is extremely difficult, almost impossible. But if you could do me this one little favor, this little homework assignment, I want you to take one scenario, okay? And I want you to do it. I want you to fight your inner thoughts. The thoughts that anxiety and depression are causing. They're saying, no, don't do it. But I want you to go and face that crowd, or experience that long line in the grocery store. non-judgmental family members. One scenario. I want you to take just one. Okay? It can be an easier scenario to deal with, or it can be a difficult one. That is up to you. But I'd like you to accomplish one. It's a big step. And see, when you do this, it'll start to program your thoughts. It'll start to say, hey, maybe that isn't so bad after all. I did it once, and I can do it again. You know why? Because I'm a strong individual. And you are. You know, all these thoughts that are racing in your mind, that just shows how powerful your mind is. How powerful and strong you are as an individual. Okay? So I want you to go out there and try your very best to accomplish this mission. Okay? Okay. Question 10. Do you generally maintain an adequate diet? Because diet is key to good mental health as well. You know, if you're eating a lot of junk food, a lot of, sugary substances like ice cream, cake, chocolate, high doses of soda, caffeine, the works. These items can bring you down. Did you ever notice that after eating a bowl of ice cream or a piece of cake, did you ever notice how your whole mood kind of just gets sluggish in a way? Yeah, then, and also you start feeling more hungry. The more sugar you eat, the more hungry you feel. Exactly. Well, that's very good. Fruits and vegetables are a must-have. And just think, you can actually use fruit as kind of a replacement for some of that other junk food. Fruits have natural sugars, among many other nutritional ingredients, unlike your cakes and pies and ice creams and chocolates. Fruit is a perfect substitute. So, good for you. I'm very, very proud of you that you keep yourself a good diet. Of course, don't we all have a little cheat day? That's fine. As long as it's not overdone. Okay, so that takes care of that one. Next. The next two questions, actually next three questions, are in regards to medication. Are you capable of taking your own medication? Do you take them on time? And do you take them as prescribed? Okay, good for you. hobbies will help keep you busy and preoccupied from things that are, stirring up in your mind. Oh, excellent. So you enjoy reading? Okay. Jogging? Great. Camping? Okay, good. I too am a huge camping fan. And hiking. Yep, hiking. Good. And that's about it. Okay. Well, that is good. Those four, reading, jogging, camping, hiking, excellent activities to keep yourself preoccupied. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Do you live with anybody in the now or the past? And if so, how's your relationship with them? Do you have any, friction or avoidance of any sorts? No, you live alone. Okay. Well, we can say no problem at all for that. Now, same question for your job. And speaking of which, what is it exactly that you do? So you have your own business. Wow. And you have employees. Okay. Well, tell me your daily activities. Maintaining the business. Supply, employees, and dealing with everything. How do you cope with it on a daily basis? Well, or you struggle a little bit? Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Well, I'm glad you could recover it. To allow this to ruin your hopes and dreams. I definitely feel for you. It's very, very difficult. Well, I'll tell you this much. I am very, very proud of you and the accomplishments that you've made. The things that you accomplish on a daily basis in your personal life as well as your work life. I am definitely proud of you. With anxiety, depression, and high stress, I can only imagine how difficult it is facing this stuff on a daily basis. So, definitely proud of you. Okay. Question 17. Do you usually behave offensively, or are you quite calm? depends on how irritated you get. So, not at all, rarely, occasionally, or often. Occasionally. Okay. And that's completely understandable with anxiety, stress, depression just beating down on you. Now, have you ever been violent towards others? And this can go with threatening or actually physical altercation. Okay, that's good. Violence is never the answer to any solution. Never. Okay, so that's good that you are not violent towards others. 2 more questions. Do you ever behave irresponsibly? Like, do you get these moments where you're like, why did I do that? It's not something I normally do. Do you ever get these completely irrational moments where you just behave way beyond your comfort zone? Occasionally. Okay. And last question. How is your friendship and family life? Are they kept well, kept with slight difficulty, considerable difficulty, or extreme difficulty? Okay, so between slight difficulty and considerable difficulty, depending on the situation. Okay, so let me just count up your points here. Okay, 66. Okay. That does it for that question here. Oh my, looks like we are out of time today. I think we are making some excellent progress here. Now, of course, this was mainly for us to sit down and just get comfortable with each other, get to know each other more. Now, next session, we're going to dive deeper into your troubles. Okay? Absolutely. So, besides that homework assignment that I gave to you, I have another one for you. Okay? So, until the next time you show up, I want you to make a log, okay, or a diary of your daily activities and everything that happens to jot it all down, okay? And then bring it with the next time you come, okay? Alright. Again, like I said, I am 100% here for you, okay? We're going to get to the bottom of this. I am going to help you. Alright. Okay, so I want you to repeat back to me, okay, what your homework assignments are. And then I want you to repeat, I am strong. Great. Well, I definitely felt that deep in my soul. Just keep telling yourself that. Okay. Alright. You can schedule your next appointment right out there with my receptionist. Okay. Alright. Well, it was great meeting you. I can't wait to, dig a little deeper and help you with this. And I can't wait to see you next time.